Hello everyone, this is Sambhav. This video is about few of the economic issues that India is facing in the field of agriculture. So let's get started. It's almost intuitive to consider agriculture as the first crucial sector for India. After all, with agriculture being the primary source of income for about 58% of its population, it's definitely the cornerstone of India. India is the world's second largest producer of maize, oilseeds, vegetables, rice, cotton, and sugarcane after the United States. India's 2.3 percentage of global land area caters to about 17.5% of the world's population. Without sustainable and broad-based agricultural growth, no other economic reform plan can succeed in India. That is the precursor for inclusive growth as well. Post the Green Revolution and the 1991 reforms, despite the fact that GDP increased by about 8.62 on average, the agriculture sector's GDP increased by just 3.46%. Few of the issues are agricultural growth had slowed. The greatest downturn occurred after liberalization when workers began to migrate to urban cities, but this did not result in a rise in GDP in this industry. Also, the output instability, the regional and intrapersonal disparities, the environmental degradation, and new technologies also contributed to few of the issues. Markets and pricing mechanisms were not used in policies prior to 1991. Governments, both at the national and state levels, were on the other hand serious about interfering in agricultural commodity and input markets. All industries, excluding agriculture, began structural transformation programs and economic reforms in July 1991. Agriculture was impacted indirectly by reforms. One of the reasons is that, unlike industry, agriculture in India has never been limited or managed for that fact. The agriculture sector was thought to have little room for restructuring because it's regulated by predominantly the private sector. A few of the reforms introduced to accelerate growth in this sector are the PM Kisan Yojana. As part of this, qualifying farmers would earn 6,000 in 3 installments as a minimum income support scheme. And in order to provide income support and financial independence, a pension scheme for small and marginal farmers is included too. This sector is also being developed thanks to amendments to the Essential Commodities Act of 1955. This includes farmers can negotiate on price in procurement of produce with private players, imposing no limitations on main goods in order to market them directly. Also, there is an agricultural export policy in 2018 in order to finally harness the export potential of the Indian agrarian economy and double the farmers' income. The policy was introduced. The objective was to double the exports to US 60 billion by 2022 to touch US $100 billion a few years after. This was a very important intervention in order to increase the country's share in global exports that stood at merely 2.2% in the year 2016, and to address pitfalls similar to the likes of lower farm productivity levels, global price variability, etc. There's also a scheme called PM Asha, where the government can decide on the compensation scheme and collaborate with private agencies to ensure that farmers in the country receive fair prices. The ENAM was launched in April 2016 with the goal of connecting existing APMCs to create a unified national market for agricultural commodities. This platform has a total of 131,000 traders. The Farm Bill 2020. This reform seeks to provide a national-wide system in which farmers can choose between selling and buying their products. This has the aim of encouraging trade and ensuring that farmers earn better prices for their products. Farmers, that is empowerment and protection agreement on price assurance, which secures farmers confidence in engaging in remunerative business with manufacturers, wholesalers, major retailers, and others adds to this. This could also draw private funding, which would concentrate on expanding the farmers' supply chain. Most of these reforms have their inherent flaws too. For example, farmers in the case of the farm bills in grain growing regions would be affected as these grains will now be removed from essential items. So the government will stop buying and hoarding them for emergencies and so on and so forth. The whole free market thing in agriculture is difficult to implement, and it's important to know this. For small farmers, access to faraway markets doesn't make much sense. Most Indian farmers are small farmers. It's easier to control demand side by corporates as against supply side by millions of farmers. That's probably another concern. Of course, the benefits are now these middlemen cartels don't have the leverage and can't exploit farmers like they used for all these years, ever since the APMC Act. It's a proper response to cronyism. Thank you.